All right, so in statistics, we have different types of studies. We're going to focus on three main ones in this example. Our first type of study is a sample survey. A sample survey asks every member of a sample the same set of questions and records the answers. Another type of study is an experiment. This is an experiment involves applying a treatment to some group or groups and measuring the effects of the treatments. And then the last one we're going to look at is an observational study. In an observational study, you measure or observe members of a sample in such a way that they are not affected by the study. All right, so we're going to look at some examples and just identify what type of survey or what type of study is being shown in the example. Part A. Which of the three main types of studies is shown in each example? A newspaper polls randomly selected residents in a town about which mayoral candidate they prefer. So because we are asking members of a sample the same set of questions, recording their answers, this is an example of a sample survey. We are surveying a sample of the population. All right, our next example, a doctor conducts a clinical trial of a new blood pressure medicine by prescribing it to half the patients in the study and measuring the effect it has on their blood pressure. So this is an example of an experiment. We're applying a treatment to some group or groups, measuring the effect of the treatment. So this type of study is an experiment. All right, next we have a grocery store wonders how many customers bring reusable grocery bags to the store. They have an employee stand at the checkout and count the number of people using reusable bags. So this is an example of an observational study. Someone is observing members of the sample. They're not interacting with them. The people are not affected. They're just being observed from afar, kind of. So here's an example of an observational study. All right, so here we go. Part B. What type of study could you use to answer the following questions? So if the question is, how many hours per day do lions sleep? So what type of study could we do to answer that question? Well, this is going to be an observational study. We would observe the lions in the wild and record how much time they spend sleeping. All right, next example, or our next question. How many students in a school would like the cafeteria to serve breakfast? So if that was our question we were posing, what type of study would help us to answer this question? So this is going to be a sample survey. We could ask random students their opinion and record the results. All right, the next question. A group of plants is not growing well compared to the rest. What should you change to improve their growth? So if this was the question we were posing, how might we answer it? What type of study could we do? This is going to be an experiment. How would we go about that? We could split the plants into random groups, give groups different conditions. So one group might get more light, another group could get more water, maybe another group gets a different fertilizer. You'd want to leave one group alone to see how the new treatments, to see if any of the new treatments show improvement, if you compare it to the one that didn't have any change. All right, just a couple quick final examples just to really make sure we're understanding this. So what type of study is described? A gym asks its customers if they would prefer the gym to open earlier in the morning. So this is a sample survey. They are asking customers questions, surveying a sample of the population. A gym tries out a new weightlifting method to see if it will build muscle for their customers faster than their current method. So what type of study could we use in this one? We could do an experiment. Separate the gym members into different groups. Some people get the new weightlifting method, some people don't. Record their results. We could answer this question with an experiment.